Live from the void, it's the Geek Show.
Are we in the void?
Here we are.
So odd.
We're gonna be talking about a lot of money on the show today. A lot of money.
Money.
Oh,
Do we
it's
get any of this money?
you get none of it. You get actually you're helping the problem is what you're doing.
I bet I'm not.
You're not actually. Start the show. How is everyone?
Doing well, thanks.
Saturday.
So happy to be here.
He's happy to be here. He's MC Dulcimer. He's Lee George Cade, everybody.
Yes, smooth hip hop hits.
He's
For
happy
the
to wake
melanin
up.
deprived.
Happy to wake up in the morning.
Yeah,
Smooth. Wait a minute. Smooth hip hop hits. Okay,
Smooth hip hop hits for the melanin deprived.
I'd listen to that.
You haven't lived till you've heard De La Soul on the Dulcimer.
Oh, I love this idea.
Didn't
I
they
wa-
do a?
I want to
didn't they
contribute.
do a Rockabye Baby.
Yeah, I'm still working my way through 3 Feet High and Rising. It's just but I got the Dulcimer calluses and I'm trying to just vocalize instead of use lyrics because the melanin deprived tend to get jumpy when they're around hip hop lyrics. So I'm just like
Dulcimer calluses. All
What
right.
the hell did I just walk into?
I know that's what happens, Jay.
my new side hustle.
Joining us from sea, he's the Sergeant at Arms. He's the Master of Ships. First of his name, Jay Whitaker. Everybody.
Yay!
Good day, mate.
Hey,
Is it?
guys?
Is the sea angry today, my friend?
Actually, we just passed Cuba, and we're trying to avoid a storm right now. So
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So hey,
Fun.
your boy might be lost at sea.
They just paint
Who
they paint
knows?
not a boat on the side. And
Not
then
a
the-
boat. And
And
then the storm.
goes.
Oh,
Well, that and the orcas.
Yeah.
okay.
Rebecca Frost is here. Hi.
Hi, I'm currently obsessed with the French high jumper Anthony Ammirati.
I saw this. Yes.
Imagine going to do the high jump. Imagine going for the medal, but your dick is too big, and so you can't quite make it over the bar fully.
did that happen again?
Yeah.
That
That's
happened.
happened
Yeah.
in the past. Yeah.
That happened again.
Is there? I know there's a penalty,
Hey.
like if your foot touches or your back touches, but if you're
No,
if you're-
this guy's
Bonus
like
points if your dingus touches.
dick.
wow,
I mean,
Like
they show,
bummer, but also good job.
I mean, I saw it in slow motion, and it was flopping. I mean, it was.
It's Peter in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that coming up. It's Quad T. Too Tall Tony is here. Hi.
Well, hello. Pleasure to
from-
be here.
Back from his Unabomber shack.
That's right. Back in my just my regular old bomber basement.
Unabomber Jack.
Now he's in his trio bomber basement.
That's right. Quad bomber basement.
And Robert Neal has joined us, of course. Hello, Robert.
Hello.
The man with all
And
the
good
comic book
morning.
knowledge. When we do the Deadpool
about you.
Wolverine deep dive, you have to be there. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
I have so many questions.
I get to see it in 5 days.
Oh, lucky
You got your tickets? Nice.
Well, no, I COVID.
The COVID.
Oh, yeah. You got to work through that waiting
Yeah,
period.
they said I couldn't go to the theater with COVID.
Like crazy,
Hurts.
right? I know.
I mean, you could.
Who's gonna stop me?
Everybody
right?
else does.
I'll give him this look.
No one's gonna stop us.
I'm part of Starship. No one's
That's
stopping me now.
Don't forget our host. His name is Carrie
yes.
Jackson.
Hi. Oh, thank you. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com.
Just found out your middle name was Robinette. How have I known you for 35
Strange, right?
years and not known? Your
I know.
middle name was Robinette.
I wish
Joke worked for Rob.
my middle name is Jack.
Yeah.
True.
Jack
You
Jackson.
should join the cool middle name club. It's kind of fun.
Oh, that's right. Yours is Sylvain.
That's pretty mythical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the New York Dolls guitarist Sylvain.
Yes.
Oh man, I just read a book about a ghost of one of the New York dolls that was trying to get his guitar back, and some fairies helped him. It was pretty cool.
I'll bet it was Sylvain.
Is that on
get it?
Wattpad?
All right.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
middle names. We could open a business just called Two Old Guys, Jack and George.
Jack and George.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, let's talk about that Disney money.
Raking it in.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, baby, let's give
Raking
me
it
that Disney money.
As I boldly predicted on this show.
How could you have known?
I
How
know,
could you
right?
have predicted this?
Deadpool and Wolverine's sixth biggest opening of all time, with $211 million. It makes R-rated movie history. I love how they break this down. 211 million. That's just domestic box office, landing the sixth biggest opening of all time for any film, and the biggest launch for an R-rated film, according to the final numbers. Now this and these numbers are about a few days old as of this recording. The first Deadpool was the previous R-rated record holder for 133.7 mil, jumping from 205 mil to 211 mil. R-rated pick on a global scale, 233.1 million internationally from 55 markets.
Damn.
So that's
World-
aside from domestic. So we're
Yeah.
approaching $500 million already.
Yeah, worldwide start of 44.1 mil. Among the additional records domestically, it's the largest opening ever for Ryan Reynolds. It also topped July opening, as well as the biggest launch since Spider-Man No Way Home back in 21.
Wow.
Globally, the biggest opening since No Way Home, after passing up Avatar: The Way of Water on Sunday. Thank God.
God is great.
It pushed Marvel's MCU movies past the $300 billion mark in combined worldwide ticket sales. That's all the MCU money.
300 billion?
30 billion.
Oh, okay.
30 billion.
30. Whew,
You know how bad I
love
am with
that.
numbers.
These sound like Dr.
zeros.
makes
Evil.
a difference.
These sound like Dr. Evil requests.
I loved the article.
$300 billion.
I loved the article I saw earlier in I think it was a week ago, where it was like, Deadpool 3 surpasses Passion of the Christ in
Well, I've-
R-rated box office.
That's right here. Only 7 R-rated movies have ever grossed. There he is, Marvel
Thank
Jesus.
you, Rebecca.
Only 7 R-rated movies have ever grossed over 300 mil domestically, and of those 7, the highest grossing was Passion of the Christ, which grossed 370 mil when it was released 20 years ago. That torture porn flick that I went and saw and laughed through.
Foreign language. Don't forget it's also a foreign language film.
Yes, that's true. Those numbers are about to change because here in the next few hours, Deadpool and Wolverine will cross the 300 mil.
What? Well, what
yeah,
if Deadpool takes down Jesus on the Sabbath? Like, is that
Oh, he already
Is that
did.
the-
He's already made more
is that-
money.
the apocalypse?
Yeah, I think he's.
It's the first. It's the first sign.
So the
Okay.
question
Well-
is,
Devil's win.
Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
the breaking of the first seal.
I mean,
is
really, the
Deadpool
question
making
is-
this much money.
is how high can it go? That's the question.
Yeah.
It is if it has not beaten, Passion of the Christ. The other major milestone it can reach is becoming the highest grossing R-rated movie ever globally, which is currently, guess?
Deadpool 1.
No,
It's the
Passion
funniest
of
movie
the
of 1997.
you will not guess, Rebecca.
Oh, because it's older than me.
No, because you hate it.
Is it Princess
Titanic?
Bride?
No.
Oh,
Todd,
SPG.
I
no,
know.
You dingus.
Todd Phillips' Joker.
Oh.
Oh,
It grossed
Yeah.
1.1
Oh.
bill in 2019, which Deadpool is almost certain to top because it's already made 500 after its first week. So
let me
There
just
it goes.
point out. Let me just point out. We all did a collective groan when we
Yeah.
mentioned Todd Phillips. Like we all we like the movie, but we don't.
yeah, I'm in that
Let's-
boat.
That
saw the
is
trailer.
that is truly like
Yeah. I
Well,
saw the
you know
trailer
what-
for the second one in front of Deadpool, which, by the way, was a sold-out crowd on a Wednesday night.
whoa.
And I saw the trailer for the second Joker, and I was like, I mean, I'll see it, but
I'll put it this way. I'm a fan. I like the movie Joker. I don't like its fans.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what it, yes,
Okay.
you know what it is? You know what it is? I know it exactly what it is. Is you watch the movie like the Joker, and then you say to yourself, I know at least 4 white guys like that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And all it takes is one bad day. And
Oh, that's Michael Douglas's Falling Down. We don't
Say,
need to see
that's a Michael
Joker.
Douglas movie.
Exactly.
You ever spend a week convinced that The Passion of the Christ and The Last Temptation of the Christ are different, the same movie?
Hey, also, don't forget Mel Gibson's making a sequel.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet.
What?
I thought you were going to say you hadn't seen Passion of the Christ yet.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't. I honestly
either.
haven't.
Meh.
That's
Because
okay.
Last Temptation's better. It's got a Peter Gabriel soundtrack.
Yeah.
Is it directed by Todd Phillips? Maybe.
No.
No, it's
Okay. All right.
Coppola. I think it's Coppola.
Now, Disney's other major hit this summer, Inside Out 2, has topped $615 million domestically, $1.5 billion internationally after 6 weeks. Now, I bring that up because they're going to just take all of that money
And funnel it.
and put it in a truck and drive it to Robert Downey Jr.'s house because,
Him and the Russos, man. They're getting a big old.
Yo, man.
yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
sorry, I
Look,
gotta get the
look,
pose. There we go.
Look here. I want to support.
Hang on here.
I want to
Hang
support
on
Marvel.
here. Let's see that.
There we go.
I like how he
I
popped
like
his
the
hip.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a little thing like, it's me. Yeah, why not?
Now-
I like this, and I don't like it. But also, real quick, I do want to say, I know I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, and the reason why I want to see it internationally, because I prefer it's an R-rated movie, and I don't support domestic violence, and so that
Oh,
is
domestic. I see.
Makes
Yeah.
total sense.
Yeah.
International violence
That's
only.
my stupid dad joke. I'm here all week. Try the not joke.
I like it. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to really talk about the whole Robert Downey Jr. back as Dr. Doom thing because it happened right after we recorded last week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start calling him Robert Doomy Jr.
Oh, I like that.
That's good. That's
Now, he, of course, arrived on stage with a whole bunch of people dressed as Dr. Doom.
I like Tiny Doom up front.
And then he, of course, ripped off his mask and everybody saw it was him. It was
good.
kind of one of the...
sunglasses on under the mask.
No.
No, he put those on
Okay.
after.
See, that can't be comfortable.
And then it was also announced that, the Russo brothers are back to do Avengers Doomsday, which is...
And Secret Wars, aren't they?
And Secret Wars. Now, here, let's talk a little bit about this whole... because Marvel fans were thrilled on that Saturday night when it was announced. And then by Sunday morning, the Marvel fans were like, I don't know.
You're
It
never
was
gonna.
kind of crazy to watch.
You're
Yeah.
never gonna see his face. That's
Yeah.
he's gonna do a voice and he's gonna play a character and he'll be under a mask. But Doom, how many times has Doom shown his face?
About 4.
Come on.
Disagree. You don't
disagree,
pay
yeah.
Yeah,
you don't
he's
pay
gonna
this
see his
guy
face, though.
to not see his face.
You don't
Right.
pay Robert I mean, I don't know. If I had a job opportunity where I could make $1 bajillion just by sitting in a room and doing ADR,
But here's
Pedro
the thing.
might
Pascal
take
for
it.
the 3rd season of Book of
Brendan
yes,
Boba Fett.
Pedro
Fraser.
Pascal's living his best
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, and Brendan Fraser on Doom Patrol.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They're paying him $80 million. Wow. He gets a private jet. He gets his own trailer park on set. He's
Yeah,
not just
not a trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer park.
he's not just going to be voicing ADR.
Also, unrelated, Disney did some layoffs in the
Yeah.
TV department.
Exactly.
Unrelated.
But
$80 million worth.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But now here's what he said on the stage, and this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit because we can all sit and try to predict what they're going to do, and let's play that stupid game for a minute. Play the stupid games, get stupid prizes. He said these words: "New mask, same task." Now think about the MCU. Think about
Okay.
Tony Stark in the MCU. What was his dream in Avengers 2?
Protect
I
the
want a
world.
Put a
suit of
shield around
armor.
the world.
I want a suit of armor around the world. New mask, same task. Now, as Tony Stark, he had to pull it back a bit, and then he got mad at Cap. You remember what I said? Okay.
He said that was a good movie.
Now, a Victor Von Doom is not going to listen to anyone else. He'll build a suit of armor around the world, whether he's the bad guy or not.
See,
That's just my thought.
I think you're
It's a
right.
good thought.
And
I like it.
I hope that because in the comics, Doom was wore a mask because he was disfigured and
He had a scratch.
Yeah.
that's
Had
what
a
I mean.
boo-boo.
I hope it's just a little scratch they keep to that, so it shows how vain he is. Like, oh, I can't let anyone see my not perfect face.
Right.
So going back to Carrie's thing about the wavering opinion, everybody was excited to see RDJ at first, and they were like, eh. Part of that was there are people who are like, well, why not get someone not Robert Downey Jr., but somebody of Romani descent, since Doom is of Romani descent.
That
For one.
right there.
Well, he's of
Two.
descent of an imaginary country.
Yeah, it's an imaginary country. It's not.
Again, fans. I'm just going to leave it at fans.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's
But
a
also
silly
real life
argument, if you ask me.
inspiration.
Right.
Right.
Eh.
So there's that. But I mean, this also gives them at least two paths to take with Tony and or variants. And
Yeah, exactly.
since we were now replacing Kang, the whole variant thing is up for grabs. Because we've got, is this their way of bringing Tony back to the MCU and then hitting a big giant reset button at the end of Secret Wars?
Now, yeah, I mean,
So-
now it,
I have a curious a speculation because we had talked about Sean Levy being in talks to direct these Avengers movies.
Yes.
But from what I had seen, it was part of Robert Downey Jr.'s deal to come back was the Russos also had to come back.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if they were in talks with Sean Levy and Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Downey Jr. was like, I'll do it, but Russos have to do it.
these are my conditions. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And also, McFeely and Marcus are back to write the scripts.
The gang's back together.
Yeah, it really
Okay,
is.
guys, we're
And
so back.
I have really conflicting feelings about all this because it does feel like Marvel realized hey, we know we tried something different and people were weird about it. So maybe if we just go back to what we know works. When they first announced this, I was like, oh, I actually really like this. I'm happy for Robert Downey Jr. Man got his Oscar and now he gets to go back to doing what he seems to really like to do.
Yeah, go back to the fun stuff.
I'd also seen an interview where he kind of talked really poorly about making indie movies and how he doesn't like that.
Well, they don't give him trailer parks.
But
Right.
so at first I was like, okay, this is kind of
It's
cool.
just
But then
in a trailer park.
and then seeing the numbers, that's the thing about capitalism is I am immediately turned off by the visible greed and shelling out of cash that could be allocated elsewhere.
That part.
And yeah. So I'm excited, but also pun intended, at what cost?
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then all right, I'll just say it because it hasn't been said. Carrie briefly touched on it for a second, but a big argument is, okay, he got recast, and Robert Downey Jr. was able to rebuild his career. Why can't Jonathan Majors
Oh, yeah,
as
that's
Kang?
true.
And so, I don't know both cases.
Is there an expiration date on something like that? Does a certain amount of time
Exactly.
have to pass? I don't know. I'm just
Exactly.
I don't
How
have no idea.
how long between when Mel Gibson and Louis C.K. were both canceled
Yeah.
before
Exactly.
they were able to come back to work? Kevin
Right.
Spacey too.
And exactly, and so it's just kind of, and then the comments that I'm seeing, trust me, I'm equally excited as everyone here. But we all said, it's it started up here, and then we're like, wait a minute. Saturday night we were excited, Sunday morning we're like, wait a minute, this is lazy. This is this is just lazy. It's just all right, it's I don't know, man. And so
Well-
I'm excited, but I'm excited, but I would feel better about it if Jonathan Majors was getting a second opportunity. I would feel better about it if it was a different actor of European fictional country descent. I don't know. And then I would feel better about it if it just wasn't so money hungry. Capitalism, right?
Christoph
Where's
Waltz
the
The
would
Cradle
have
to the
done
Grave
it.
Empire.
Christoph Waltz would have done it for $48.
Christoph Waltz would be a cool Doctor Doom.
But
I
to
want-
Jay's point,
Yeah.
as soon as it was announced, there were interviews with Jonathan Majors, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm heartbroken.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
To answer,
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, you're
Go.
good, you're good.
Jay, you got words. Sam.
No, man, it's just it's I mean, I'll say the thing I'm all thinking. It's just it culturally it just feels like, damn. All right, you just I get why he's heartbroken. I do understand like he made a mistake, but at the same time, to watch someone, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is Robert Downey Jr. Let's he's a titan of an actor and has a great career, but and he practically his movie Iron Man built pretty much in the entire MCU, and so I mean like you can't say that like he didn't make a contribution, but I just I feel for Jonathan Majors a lot because it's just
Hell of a talent.
He's hell of a talent, and I think granted Ant-Man whatever the hell that movie was, it wasn't great. Yeah, it wasn't great, but
Loki
he's
2
got
was
the chops.
Yeah.
He was amazing in both of those in Loki season.
So Jay, are you
and
saying
in-
gentrification?
MCU gentrification.
MCU gentrification? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, MCU gentrification is just the entire season of WandaVision, and we all know that. We all know how.
All comes back to WandaVision with Jay.
Here we go. Here we go, Jay. Here we go.
But it's just frustrating. I'm sorry. I will forever be the contrarian on this, and it's just frustrating. And
I get where you're coming from on that, and I get what you're saying. But if we go back to the time span thing,
right?
Like, how long has it been since Jonathan Majors had his issues? It's been a year and a half. And if we go back to what was said earlier, how long was it before
10 years
the other guys got their
Robert
chance
Downey
again?
Jr. was untouchable for 10 years.
So I mean, we could feel bad for Jonathan Majors, but it's only been 18 months.
I remember reading news stories.
But also, internet culture is so much more aggressive now than it was.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Jonathan Majors can send out all the apologies and reformations that he wants, and it won't matter.
Right. 100% agree.
Wait, I figured it out, guys. So what we're saying is Jonathan Majors as Kang needs to let time pass. Right? So it's like in 10 years.
He got there.
Yeah. So he needs to just tap into his Kang, and just fix time.
You know what? And I would even go as far as saying as it might just be this role in particular, since it was so visible and the problems happened in the middle of this role, that he might get opportunities for other stuff a lot sooner. But I think this role in particular was pretty much tainted at the when everything went down.
I want to touch on something in the comments Tack just brought up. If internet culture is more aggressive or just has a shorter memory, internet culture really was in its infancy when Robert Downey Jr. was going through his stuff.
Very
so I mean, this is pre-Facebook.
Absolutely.
Actually, it is pre-Facebook. Yeah, Facebook was what, 2008? Iron Man was 2008. His first comeback his legitimate comeback was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, as we talked about last week. Prior to that, the guy couldn't get a role in anything. I mean, Carrie, you remember reading the stories of him waking up in his neighbor's crib and stuff like that. Yeah. And that was going on forever. He was just tabloid fodder for the longest time.
He was going along there. He was kind of Brat Pack adjacent for a while, and he was starting to turn into a pretty big star. And then
around Chaplin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then his problems started happening where he was, breaking into people's houses naked and drunk and sleeping and, all that stuff. And that's when they went, they all went, he's an insurance risk. That's why they wouldn't hire him. They kept saying insurance risk.
I have another thing, and maybe I'm just saying words and I don't know what I'm talking about. But in my experience...
Welcome to my life.
But in my experience, recovering addicts... they have addictive personalities, right? So it's not like they go to rehab and they're automatically cured of addictions, right? So Robert Downey Jr.'s presence in this Hall H really screamed to me someone who is air quotes addicted to this level of like fame and adoration and fortune.
Could be. I know a lot of former addicts, they become then addicted to their careers. They also become addicted to the 10-step program and
work work is a huge part of contributing towards success, right? Mm-hmm. But just his whole vibe in this Hall H presentation, I get that he was the face of Marvel for 10 plus years, and it just it just feels icky to me. So, I'm not religious, but thou shalt not worship false idols.
Rebecca, I stand you. No cap. Big fan. Okay. Big fans. Not like, but I'll just ask the question to the rest of the panel. Like, I do think this is a great casting. I think he's going to knock it out the park. But who would you like to? Who do you like? Who would you prefer to see, or who would be a good Doom?
I've got a list that changes constantly.
I've got a list. That's all I needed to hear. There's a list.
I'll be watching a show and I'll go, that guy, or
if it were somebody doing the physical.
I saw a tweet that was like, get me the guy from Oppenheimer to play Dr. Doom.
If I were doing somebody who were doing the role physically, again, I go back to Christoph Waltz. I think he'd be good for the part. If it were just a voice and we weren't seeing a face, oh my God, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Well, if he were still with us.
I have
He's
ways.
Kind of dead.
But what about that guy? And I said it before, that guy who plays Lestat on the Interview with the Vampire series.
I'm sorry, don't say that too loud. If my wife hears, she's going to play that song again.
He would be just terrific, I think. But,
yeah.
You know what?
Let me jump back really quick to something that Andrew Kehoe said. He was asking if it was going to be the 1984 or the 2015 Secret Wars. It's going to be the 2015, because if it had been 84 and they brought Downey back, it would have been as the Beyonder, which I would have been fine. Would have been okay with, because the Beyonder would have been like, this guy seems to be important to everybody, and I could see him bringing on the persona of Tony Stark to confuse the issue and to kind of get the villains and the heroes on both sides of that Secret War. But this one, if they're bringing Doom back, one, it is the newer one where you're going to wind up getting possibly getting the God Doom variant, but also
it's the best variant.
Also, there's something that nobody has talked about. We know that he's back for Doomsday and Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. Who is Doom known for always showing up around?
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic right there.
Yes.
And we've got a Fantastic Four movie coming up in 6 months, 8 months.
We haven't even talked about the Fantastic Four panel. Apologies way in advance for the person I'm going to become next year, because this movie has Rebecca Catnip just all over it.
Between that and the Supergirl movie, I think.
Oh my God!
I saw on Twitter you've been loving that run of Supergirl.
I'll talk about it in the consumed segment. But my life changed this week, you guys.
Real quick. I want to go to the comments real quick. Someone mentioned Mads Mikkelsen. Honestly, when he was cast as Dormammu,
awesome.
Caecilius.
No.
Oh yeah,
Caecilius.
Yeah, which villain do you want Mads to be?
Yeah, I know, but he's like to me when I first saw him in Casino Royale, I was like, long time ago, I was like, dude, this guy is Dr. Doom in the flesh. I remember I said that out loud. Yeah. And I think he would. I wish it was him, but
Adam Driver.
I don't want to see his nipples.
Anything.
I don't want those. His pecs would get in the way.
That's true.
I also did see a cool thing that they started showing on the internet, on Twitter, where it was showing the original Marvel intro, when they show all the span of the movies, Marvel Studios intro, but then they took MF Doom's music and put it over it, and they're like, this would, obviously fans just sensationalizing, and they want to hear some MF Doom. But if they could sneak in some MF Doom, they snuck in Ghostface Killer and Iron Man, who Ghostface Killer, for the Wu-Tang fans know, he goes by Iron Man, classic album. If they sneak in some MF Doom for Doomsday, let's
I'm
go.
sure they will. All right. How do you not? I mean, come on. Let's see. Let's run through these other stories real quick, and then we'll get to what you consumed. Remember that Dragon's Lair movie I told you about?
No.
You don't remember? Oh, okay.
It was a footnote in one of our episodes.
Wait, Drake?
Let me remind you. So, Dragon's Lair, for you young folks, this was an animated video game, and you had to make decisions as the cartoon went along of what is Dirk the Daring going to do, and he either died or you continued in the cartoon. So Netflix said, hey, let's do that. Also, we have that technology that we used in Black Mirror's Bandersnatch where you could choose the direction of the movie. Let's do the same thing, right? And I got excited. I went, this is a great idea for Netflix. This is perfect. Well, they're not going to do that. They're just going to make a Dragon's Lair movie with Ryan Reynolds, and to that I say, why bother?
Exactly.
They had a
Give me the-
400 they had a 400-page script to go in different directions and choose your own adventure on a Dragon's Lair movie. Not going to happen.
What a waste of weed.
Exactly.
If you're writing a 400-page script, that is a waste of weed and shrooms. That's man. These dispensaries are.
Also, another
I
thing
don't
that's not going to happen. There was all this talk about Sam Esmail rebooting Battlestar Galactica with his take on it. Well, nobody told Peacock apparently, because that's where it was supposed to go, and they were like, "We're doing what now?" Maybe not. So that's back in limbo. The reboot of Battlestar Galactica.
I think they need to reboot that. They need to leave that alone.
I think so. I'd like
That's
to
gonna
have
be hard to
seen.
top.
I would have liked to have seen Sam Esmail's take on it, though, because he's Mr. Robot.
Flying motorcycles. That's all I'm saying.
If they set it in the suburbs, and if every season finale was a Cylon chasing a minivan, I would be there.
what?
The Dirk the Daring is a live-action Dragon's Lair. Anyway,
A Dragon Slayer live action movie, especially if they were trying to make it authentic to the game, would cost me about $87 to watch because I'd have to put a quarter in every 28
every
seconds.
time, yeah.
Andrew in the chat, thank you for not choosing the Last Supper big BSG photo. That would have been very offensive. Did you know that some of the performers in that have been receiving death threats?
Yeah.
Very Christ-like, you guys.
Because that's how we do things now.
It's also not
Very
the Last
Christ-like.
Supper; it's a
It
Bacchanal.
is also
Yeah.
not the Last Supper.
Exactly. James Gunn said that they have finished with shooting Superman. Now it's all in post-production.
You know what's kind of crazy? So this and Fantastic Four come out next year, but Fantastic Four begins shooting on Monday.
I know, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Really?
They must be working on all the post-production special effects beforehand, I guess.
Well, that's what they. So at San Diego Comic-Con, they showed kind of like a concept trailer where Matt Shackman put together a bunch of like previs artwork, and they just kind of quickly shot some scenes with the cast to give a general idea of what the whole thing will look like. So they're definitely moving and stepping to do all of the previs stuff. So just kind of interesting how timelines for different movies work.
I liked the statement that James Gunn put, where he was thanking everybody. He said, "I set out to make a movie about a good man in a world that isn't always so much."
Damn.
Superman. I have to give.
Superman's MO, you know?
I have
Was
to
that a
give Zack-
haiku?
I have to give Zack Snyder props. Somebody asked him about the costume, assuming that he was going to trash on. He's like, "Look, dude, I'm excited about this movie. I want to see this costume in action. I want to see this movie done. I'm excited for James Gunn's Superman." There's no reason for him politically to even say that.
I know. Here's the thing,
He's
everyone.
a genuine Superman fan.
Here's the thing, everyone. Zack Snyder himself is not a bad person. It's
No.
all of his fans.
It's again,
Yep.
yes.
It's the people that have glommed onto his movies and his style are what ruin it. He himself, nothing
That's
wrong
the thing.
with Zack Snyder.
I totally agree, Tony. Zack Snyder, as a person,
Yeah.
cool, nice dude.
Yeah.
Nice dude.
Well,
Like-
he did go on the
and-
Joe Rogan show, but anyway.
And let me
Well, a lot of
let me-
nice dudes make that mistake, unfortunately.
Let me say something to the Superman. Let me say something to the Superman fanboys that are mad about this uniform looking a particular, not looking like a particular way. Listen, this man is from planet Krypton. His planet, his home planet is dead. His family is dead, most of them, and he comes to Earth with all these superpowers, and he gets this uniform. The brother
His mom made
saved
it for him.
Yeah, the
That's
brother-
his blankie. That's
Exactly.
his blankie, you guys.
And so the brother saves the world, saves the universe, saves the galaxy. Man can't switch it up just a little bit, just a little bit. Just,
Give him some
wait,
options.
you ain't never ran through TJ Maxx. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I was in the military for 20 years. I had 4 different uniforms. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
See?
we gotta switch it up.
That's
it's
true.
Like, so if you're sitting on your couch and you pointing at Superman's, well, it's not his traditional uniform. It's not his traditional uniform. That's not the Smallville, Kansas that I know. Shut up. Shut up. You look dumb.
Exactly.
You look dumb.
Well, the question is not where's Smallville? The question is, where's Metropolis? Is it where it's
yes.
supposed to be in Delaware,
In
or is it
Delaware.
somewhere in Kansas?
Exactly.
Yo, which makes sense. Which, by the way, which Metropolis is, according to the DCU map, it is in Delaware, and it makes perfect sense for Lex Luthor to be a businessman in Delaware, because if you understand Delaware's tax laws,
I know that's why I love Smallville, because it was like, okay, so you know Salt Lake City, and then you know where like Magna is. Smallville,
That's the distance.
That's the proximity.
was
Yeah,
Magna.
exactly.
you can
Well, yeah.
you can hate Lex Luthor all you want, but the man's business acumen for moving his business and properties to Delaware, unmatched.
The taxes.
Yes.
Luthor never redlined anybody.
No.
Just Superman.
Also, another thing that happened after we
Protect me.
recorded last week at Comic-Con was all the Star Trek announcements. And I know I'm really excited about this one. This is a new Star Trek live-action series from Justin Simeon and Tawny Newsome. It's the
Sorry, she just does it for me, respectfully. Oh my
oh,
god.
trust me, I'm with you.
God.
I am totally with you.
Absolutely enamored with this woman.
It's the Dear White People filmmaker, Lower Decks voice star. She's a huge Trek fan, so it's Justin Simeon and Tawny Newsome. The new series is intended to be an action comedy that centers on Federation outsiders who are serving on a gleaming resort planet. Not only that, their day-to-day exploits are being broadcast to the entire quadrant.
So it's like a reality.
It's Big Brother Risa.
Yeah.
It's
Tawny Newsome, please call me.
it's
I'm begging.
it's The Office, Parks and Rec,
No,
and
it's Big Brother Risa. That's where it's going to be.
This means they're going to show the office manager's Horgon at the beginning of every episode.
Speaking
And,
of Rob, speaking of Big Brother, the Big Brother house currently doesn't know that Joe Biden dropped out of the race. If you
They
think
don't
about
know?
it.
Oh, that's
Right.
true.
Hey,
now
hey, yo, why my man on the left look like he about to solve a case with Dexter?
Yeah.
It's part of the Starfleet investigative unit.
It's got that
two
detective
things.
energy.
Two things. Justin Simeon, he's the guy who made Dear White People. He said watching Next Gen was a major influence on his writing in his formative years. He says Dear White People would not exist without Next Gen. Also, another reason to love Tawny Newsome is she is in a Talking Heads tribute band.
Tawny
Yo,
Newsome,
for
I'm
real?
begging you to call
Yeah.
me. I have no credentials except an improv background and a big love of comedy Bang Bang. And
Yo.
I promise I would make you so proud if you just
I have less
Hey.
credentials than her. Call me.
Tawny, I'm just, what you doing later? You know what I mean?
They both
we
want
could
phone
start a-
calls
we could
for
start a-
different reasons.
Yeah, no, look, hey, no, I'm not what you thinking. That's the type of woman you want to start a small business with. Maybe like own like a little, like getting a botany or some shit and just own like a little florist shop, just only open on like Mondays and Tuesdays. You know what I mean? Just anyways,
She was great in that Space Force TV series that
she was
I'm
excellent in
also
that.
reminding everybody about my favorite reality TV show, Bajillion Dollar Properties, in which she stars as a real estate agent. You can't find it anywhere, so good
really?
luck.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Another thing, Star Trek that we saw at Comic-Con was we got a good 2.5 minutes of the new Strange New Worlds, and boy, they're playing up the comedy this time around.
You guys, people are mad.
Oh, that's
They
awesome.
are.
People are. Listen. We're spoiler alert for the upcoming Space Show. I'm behind on episodes, so we're going to do a Star Trek San Diego Comic-Con recap for this next episode. But this clip that they've released from Strange New Worlds, where everybody turns into Vulcans. My Twitter, I've got it very well curated, where everyone is cool and fun and chill until this clip came out, and everyone was like really, 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 really defensive for Vulcans, and my only response is it's all pretend.
Yeah, well, and they forget their original series. Spock often played the straight guy to jokes all the time. You know?
And people are spouting racism. This is racism, and there's needs to be a reevaluation of race versus culture and how those things present themselves in people. Again, also, it's all
It
pretend.
almost sounds like a presidential election. Wow.
Almost.
Can wait, Tony? Can I make a request? Find the part in this show where Rebecca says people are mad, and because I feel like that's what we need a segment.
We need a
called
soundbite.
I
People
saw
Are Mad.
I saw another tweet that said I hope to God that Strange New Worlds doesn't bring on McCoy because they would show McCoy as being very racist towards Spock, and that's not the case. And I'm like, did you watch the original series? McCoy would be so racist towards
yeah.
Spock.
He was totally.
Or as Dr. White puts it, they could take his class.
That's
They
true.
could yes.
Or better yet, mic drop from Egg Foo. Vulcans aren't real, dude.
Yeah, how can you be racist against
It's all pretend.
a race that
There's
isn't
there's a
real?
legitimate argument if you wanted to make one against this episode in that Vulcans are not born logical. They learn it.
That's
It's part of the
true.
Yes.
culture.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know this. I know this going in. It's stamped into my DNA. I've known this for probably most of my 54 years. I'm not going to let it stop me from enjoying the episode.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's watch that in the after party. Let's find that clip.
Is
and
that,
watch
is
it in
that
the
a
after
mace he's carrying? A big old mace?
It's a Ponfar.
party. From
The weapon.
It's Ponfar.
It's
Is
a
that what
weapon.
you call
it's
it?
called.
It's a weapon from the Ponfar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the blade on the one end, and then
It's the
The
Ponfar.
cudgel on the other.
yeah, I can't
Rebecca,
remember what it's called, but
I got brain fog. I'm sorry. I just suggested 20 minutes ago that a dead guy would make a great Doctor Doom. I apologize for half the words coming out of my mouth.
all right.
Y'all remember when everybody was freaked out about a black mermaid?
Yeah,
And then
Wait, what?
the internet did the science. Like, how does she get dark skin? The sun has to penetrate through the water. Like, what? Like,
Did you guys remember last week when Kamala Harris became the front runner for the Democratic Party?
yeah.
And she turned black.
Yeah.
She
yeah,
turned
that's
black.
crazy.
Turned.
That's
Guys,
crazy. That's crazy that you can grow
whole-
up in.
That whole thing, I watched it happen in real time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tony,
that's crazy how you can have a Jamaican father grow up in Oakland and then go to Howard University.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
historically
white
black
people,
college-
I'm 25% Irish, 25% Scottish, 1% Cherokee, and all Viking.
Show me like I guarantee you, I bet you half the people saying that type of rhetoric don't even know what a HBCU stands for. And that's my mic drop. There it is.
Exactly.
So,
All
Tony, the weapon in question is called a Lurpa.
The Lurpa.
That's the weapon.
Also, sad news because I know that some of us on the panel watched this series and enjoyed it. Renegade Nell.
Mad.
It
I'm so
canceled. Canceled.
What was it?
Oh, boo.
It was an
Who is that?
original show with original ideas.
It was
and,
cool.
Yeah.
Renegade Nell. Sorry, you get one season and that's it.
What is
Cool.
it about? Like, honestly, like, what is it
Because
about?
all
This-
that money has to go to Robert Downey Jr.
This
you
lady,
guys.
it takes place in the 1700s, and this lady
Okay.
comes back from a war where her husband is killed, and she becomes a highwayman. But also, every once in a while, when she's in danger, this fairy literally flies down her mouth, and she gets superpowers. So it's a 18th century highwaywoman
With some
kicking
magic.
ass and taking names with superpowers,
Yeah.
and
And
it's,
it's
really
fun.
cool.
It's a lot
It's
of fun.
fun.
The,
Sorry,
the,
but Robert Downey Jr. needs that money.
the fairy guy is played by,
The guy who
Oh,
plays Nate the
Guillermo.
Great in Ted Lasso.
Nate the Great.
Or
in
no,
Ted,
Nate, not Guillermo.
Nate the Great and Ted Lasso, and he does a great job too. It's a
Man,
cool show.
all that
People
money going to
mix
Robert
something.
Downey Jr. Robert
Yeah.
Downey. Hey, you know who's taking black jobs? Robert Downey Jr.
Jay, can you
Next,
tell me
next
what
he's going
a
to be on the
black
gymnastics
job
team.
is?
Take a Simone's job.
Quickly, let's just do these two products. I don't know who's running the pictures this time, but let's drop that record-breaking story that I had because a lot of us apparently still have not seen Deadpool Wolverine. I don't want to ruin it. So,
Is that a printer?
no, that is the
Spaceship.
Starspeeder 3000, Jay.
I know. I was trolling.
Does look like a printer, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, it's costs about as much as a printer. I'm taking a look at it. This is
You think a printer costs $3,000?
Maybe
When's the last time you bought a
really
printer?
good printer?
yeah. This is announced for the upcoming D23 event. Disney revealed a limited edition play set of the Starspeeder 3000 in its original colors before it got a makeover for Star Tours The Adventure Continues. It also features Captain Rex, not C-3PO, who is currently the pilot,
C-3PO can barely walk. How does he pilot a ship? Come on,
I like
now.
there's a Norelco razor on the roof.
I know, right? It comes with a whole bunch of electronic features, including opening doors on either side. It plays the Star Tours chime.
Does it go pew pew?
Light up display stand, features for headlights, thrusters, cannons. The screen actually works. It's an LCD screen, and it has footage from the rides.
Does it have the Andor version?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Or they can sit in jail.
But it's at, this is for your action figures, $300 for this place.
Okay, so do the action figures in the back row have a better time than the action figures in the front?
That's just a fact.
Yeah. Facts.
If you're riding that ride,
Ride
the
the
back
back
row.
Unless you're over 40, then ride in the middle because your back can't handle it.
And then this, I know Rebecca was very excited about these.
I was.
Back when Godzilla Minus One was getting all the awards, the director was wearing these shoes. And I remember Rebecca going, "Oh, I want."
Don't worry, there is a version for the ladies.
There is a ladies' edition now. But these are now available. They are, let's see, what's the brand name? I'm looking here.
Kaiju.
Is there a stiletto option in men's size 12? Asking
Mad.
for a friend.
It is Hazama heel dress shoes designed by Reisuke Matsui. Be available for the first time in the West through the Godzilla store.
Where's that?
There's a Godzilla
There's an
store?
official Godzilla store, apparently.
Yo,
Does
I
it
didn't
have
know
a
there were
brick and
that
mortar?
many- I didn't know there was
have a
that
brick
many
and mortar?
sluts for Godzilla.
But
I want to go to the Godzilla store in Times Square.
the
There's
Godzilla
one right above you, Jay.
Yeah, the Godzilla Minus One team wore these to all the award shows. This one is different in that it has gold detailing on the claw there.
Beautiful.
And they're only now the men's are $725, but don't worry, Rebecca, the women's pumps are $650
Hey,
For the price of a printer.
for the price of a printer. There you go.
Have you
And that's, no,
seen
no, no,
the,
no. Not the price of a printer, the price of the ink.
That's it. From now on, we
seen
measure
the
anything.
Are you guys buying?
The cost of anything in this show is now measured by printers. How many
I
printers
love this.
does that cost?
Yep.
We literally sound like the Bluth family discussing the cost of things right now. You know, the cost of a printer, $50,000.
It's one printer, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
How much could a banana
Look at printer,
cost?
Michael. Look at printer.
Can we add the Les Olson Company jingle in the background?
HP DeskJet 2855E wireless all-in-one color inkjet printer, scanner, copier, best for home. 3 months of ink included. $59.99 on Amazon.
Again, it's not the printer, it's the ink.
By the way, the same
But this has
company's
3 months of
making.
ink. This has 3 months of ink included, Rob.
Yeah. What happens after the
Yo.
3 months, Rebecca?
Well,
That
measure
you
it.
can't
Okay.
print anything ever again.
I measure-
No, actually, you just buy another one of these printers.
I measure in 3D printers myself, so they're a little more expensive.
That's true.
I made the
Rob.
mistake of getting
Yo.
a printer ink subscription, and if I run out of ink, my printer literally, if I get close to running out of ink, my printer will stop working until the ink arrives in the mail.
Really?
Thanks,
Damn.
HP.
All
Yeah.
right.
Right, real quick, Rob. When you say that it's not, what is it? It's not the printer.
The printer is
it's
the ink.
Yo, that is pretty much. It's not the size. It's the motion in the ocean. That's what you're basically saying. It's the
Is he
same
wrong?
thing. Like,
Don't tell me he's wrong. Please tell me he's right.
I don't know. I'm going pole vaulting later. I'll let you know. Anyway,
Oh, wiener.
let's see what you consumed this week. Who's first? I know Rebecca's very excited about
I'll go.
a couple of things. All right, Jake, you go.
I got just quick stuff. I checked out. Damn it! Oh, I was on Prime Video. Checked out the new Batman Caped Crusader.
Yes.
I'm a couple episodes in. I'm digging it. I get that play the Rebecca. People are mad that that Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon are a different tone.
Is that what
and
they're mad at?
They're mad at they're mad at the melanation of that, and they're also mad at the gender swap of Penguin. And I think I'm here for Penguin. I was like, yo, this is kind of fire, and I like that.
Sounds like they would benefit from some dulcimer hip hop.
Yo, there we go.
We all would.
are we done looking at this shoe? No, respectfully. Like it's starting to creep me out. Like,
I don't want to keep looking at this shoe.
yeah, respectfully. No, but I think I really like how I love my Batman animated series. It's like my go-to edible show. It's just familiar and it's a lot of movement, and the soundtrack always slaps. So to pick up, it's in that same universe.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that same vibe, and it's. I really like the opening title sequence. I really love that. And then you realize, like, oh shit, there's a lot of people behind this, like a lot of well-respected names behind this, and the voice of Batman, obviously Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, mate.
No.
But like,
so the guy that got to do the new Batman sounds like he's a sound-alike almost.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
him.
saying. It's like it's hard to top Kevin Conroy's Batman. It's iconic. Yeah. But like the guy who I forget his name. But he's great. I'm really enjoying it. Alfred's on the thick side. I'm here for thick Alfred.
Alfred started thick in the comics. Alfred was thick in the comics when he started.
Originally, yeah.
But Diedrich Bader was voice of Batman for a while, and when I saw his name, I went, "Oh, it must be Diedrich Bader." But no, he's Two-Face. He's Harvey Dent.
Oh,
he's doing something different.
Yeah, and it's
my all-time favorite bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Tony.
I was just gonna say I love the animation on it has such an amazing classic Batman the Animated Series feel to it. Yeah. I mean, it looks like they just decided to do another season with all the same animators and everything. Even the way the characters move, it feels just like the original show. It's pretty neat.
And people could say whatever they want to say about Penguin with the gender swap. I'm here for it because honestly, I didn't even care because I realized this version of Penguin is absolutely vicious. In the first episode, we just get a scene where you're like, oh, damn, this ain't a kid's cartoon no more. Like it's not necessarily bloody and gory, but it's just like, oh, she's decisive and she'll make.
Jay, would this be like they did an amalgamation of Fish Mooney and Penguin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm getting a woman penguin before I'm getting a hot penguin.
I mean, hey, respect. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't.
If you look at Bruce Timm's comic book work, if you look at Bruce Timm's, sorry.
No, I just say I like me a thick, buxom penguin. I didn't know I was into that. Look, it's lonely at sea.
You kink unlocked.
Lonely at sea.
Little did Jay know he's into the thick, buxom, monocled women.
He got that scurvy.
I'm like, what? She's got a ship. She's got a ship in the show. I'm on the ship. I'm the master.
Just everything's lining right up.
Master commander.
And that cannon that she has on the ship is very phallic. Look, it's lonely at sea.
It's like a ding dong.
All right.
But and then real quick, I have been taking some time to just consume a lot of writing, a lot of podcasts, and honestly, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I made some social media posts a couple days ago, and that were very personal. And I just want to say to the Geek Show fans that resonated with, that you DM'd me and messaged me. It meant a lot, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate all of y'all for checking in through this year and the transitions that I've had in my personal life. So from a personal standpoint, I have consumed those messages, and I just want to say thank you dearly. Thank you so much.
That's nice. All right, who's next?
I'll go.
No, you go, Tony.
Okay. We're into season 2 now of Adventure Time. I love that show so much. And Exploding Kittens, hilarious.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that one.
I heard that was good.
There was speaking of, you mentioned TJ Maxx earlier, Jay, there's a great TJ Maxx joke in that series.
I'm here for it then.
And let's see what else. Oh, we got one episode left of Supercell. Man, if I hear anyone going like this anymore, all I'm ever gonna think of is Supercell.
Yeah, did you watch with subtitles on?
Yes, I had to. Some of those folks' South London accents are so thick.
if you take a shot where the subtitles say "kiss his teeth,"
Kiss his teeth.
you will be drunk by the first 10 minutes.
Oh,
I
there's sometimes where the sentence begins with
"kiss his
and then
teeth."
ends with
Yes.
I spend more time editing that sound and the word out of any podcast I've ever edited in my life. And people go, "Oh, how did you trim 20 minutes off an hour-long podcast?" It's like, you
You'd
do
be
not realize how much
surprised.
people suck their fucking teeth.
oh,
You'd be
I think
surprised.
you would die if you watched this show then, because man, that is a part of just the vernacular of South Londoners, I guess. And then I watched this. You ready for another episode of weird random movies?
Weird
Tony
Hulu
finds?
movies.
Yeah. This one was pretty good. It's got a really good cast. It's got Catherine O'Hara, Alec Baldwin,
Beetlejuice.
Gina Davis.
Right.
I don't think that.
Oh my
was
God,
it.
What?
Tony, did you finally do it?
Did you go to the 90s? What
I
happened?
don't. What was? Oh, it's called Beetlejuice. Yeah, you were
Oh
right.
my God.
Finally did my homework.
And
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
It's enjoyable. I watched the film. It was enjoyable.
It's enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
Kiss
This
his teeth.
ancient 1989 pacing.
1988 Beetlejuice. I was surprised that Beetlejuice himself doesn't actually show up in the movie for the first like 35 or 40 minutes. It felt like
Have
I
you
was
not seen
watching.
Aliens
Beetlejuice doesn't even appear.
Feels like I was watching Hulk. You know, I mean,
Ooh, the Ang Lee one.
yeah,
Nice.
Ang Lee one.
Nice
The
reference.
one is
Especially-
fun, and I'll defend that movie.
No,
But
there's
yeah,
no defending that movie.
I liked it. It was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, I guess just because of the way the movie is, the really old special effects still hold up really well.
Practical.
It looks
It's
great.
all practical.
Yeah, it's all obviously, yeah. And yeah,
How does it look so real?
I don't know
We
what
had
they're gonna.
CGI in '88. It just didn't look good.
I don't know what they're gonna do for a second one, because that
Bring him back.
the ending is just like, here's the ending. Like I
Yes.
could see if they were doing a second one with completely different people, but
They
they're
were
bringing back all the
workshopping a
same
movie.
people.
They were workshopping a movie called Beetlejuice in Love from 1993 forward, as
Really?
evidence
Oh, yeah.
by Starlog
Tony, what
magazine.
if I told you they made a whole cartoon series out of
It
it?
Oh,
was
that's
a great
true.
cartoon.
They
It was
did,
a
yeah.
wonderful cartoon.
I watched quite a few of
loved
those
it.
when I was little. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, that's what I consumed.
good for you, Rebecca.
Okay, books. I read Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and my life has absolutely changed.
Nice.
I
Welcome to the
got it
fold.
from I got it from the library, but it's one that I'm going to go out and purchase to own for myself because I loved it so much. Did not think I'd ever love a DC comic as much as this, but
Ouch.
No.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. She has to start with one.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
but I have since gotten from the library Tom King's Vision series, and so
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
start
good
that
too.
next.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have
Very
loaned it to you.
excited.
I've got it. Yeah, I should.
gave it to us
Support
all.
your local libraries.
The power
Please
of the
support your local
library.
library.
The power
Yeah,
of the library.
Carrie gave it to us all for Christmas a
Yep.
few years before
That's
you
how
joined
much
the
you
show.
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aw.
that's okay. I'm just waiting for my Christmas gift, Carrie. TV shows,
Christmas gifts aren't
You know what?
retroactive.
You know what happened? COVID happened, and that's when the tradition stopped. It's yeah.
crazy that I joined before COVID. TV shows, I finished Dark Matter on Apple TV Plus because Tony and I read the book, and so I finally caught up on the show. And I know I talk a lot about multiverse fatigue, and I think it's because I'm tired of feeling stupid. So the last two episodes,
Just embrace it like I do.
the last two episodes of Dark Matter, I was like, I guess I'm just resigned to never understanding how this works.
Well,
And-
and see, we talked about this though, and that's the thing with quantum physics. It's all real theorized anyway. None of it's
too
actually
many
like,
Jasons.
It's
know.
spaghetti.
yeah.
Too many Jasons. And then I
Wait,
also
that's
started.
my-
But how would you say it compares to the book?
Really good question. I think I would rank them pretty similarly, especially because
Really?
the show was written by the book author. The show I was texting Tony during this. I was like, "Hey, is this a change from the book? Is this a change from the book?" And some of the changes and inclusions that they made that weren't in the book worked so well for the TV show that it was one of those.
That's what I mean.
It was one of those things where I'm a sucker again for adaptations, and this was phenomenally done. Very, very good job, Apple TV Plus.
I would say it's better than the book personally. Like I would give the book like an 8. I would say the TV show was a 9.
We went through that with The Expanse because the writers or the showrunners on The Expanse series, and they're like, we're going to fix things that we didn't like in our book or that didn't age well in the book.
Lee, you brought up The Expanse. Carrie and Lee, I know y'all both champion this show, right?
Carrie hasn't watched it.
It's a great show.
Okay.
Carrie,
it's a great show.
So
it's fantastic.
When does it start getting fantastic? Am I missing something?
No.
I'm trying.
You're right.
I'm trying.
How many
How far
episodes
in
are you though?
I'm 3, and I usually give things 5.
Give it 5.
Yeah, give it 5.
Yeah, like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like
it is it's a slow build in the show, and it's a slow build in the book where it gets to the oh god part. So
it's
going to be about 6. It's about 6 episodes before it starts getting to the
Well, it reminds me of Foundation on Apple TV.
Yeah. I could see you drawing the similarities there.
Because Apple TV's
my wife's nap time show.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Foundation. I was like, where is this going? I was just excited to see. I'm always here for Afrofuturism, and I'm excited, to see a black girl in the future. Like, yes, I love it. Here for it. So I'm like, let me just, I'm a support with my eyeballs. Not with my money, but with my eyeballs. I'm gonna watch this show, and but I don't know. The Expanse. You know what? I'll keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
What else, Rebecca?
Yeah.
So I also started Veep. Finally.
Great show.
It's your first time?
Yes, and I'm very mad. I usually have my finger on the pulse of award-winning stuff.
Same.
And I just never watched
It's a sneaker,
Veep.
though. Yeah.
And
great.
So good. So good.
Some
so
of the
good.
best shit I've ever seen.
Yep.
It's so good. Movies, to prepare for M. Night Shyamalan week, I watched Knock at the Cabin for the first time.
Oh.
It's fine. The book, it's based on a book by my favorite horror author, Paul Tremblay. So if you haven't read the book, or honestly anything by Paul Tremblay, highly recommend. And then the new release of the week, Trap, M. Night Shyamalan's latest venture. Josh Hartnett plays a dad taking his daughter to a concert, and the whole concert is a trap to catch a serial killer. And it's in the trailers, Josh Hartnett is the serial killer.
Yeah,
so it's all about Josh Hartnett at this concert. And I had fun. People are mad. People hate M. Night Shyamalan because people hate fun. And I think they're just jealous because I think M. Night Shyamalan is a fantastic filmmaker. And you guys need to get off your high horse. And that's what I have to say about that. I had fun.
Okay.
I want to see that. I want to see that movie because, first of all, I'm thinking of the performer. Like, can you imagine being a performer and you're like, yo.
So apparently the performer, the concert person is
Lady
Shyamalan's
Raven.
daughter.
Her name's Lady Raven in the movie. Saleika, probably forgetting her name. She did all the music for the movie. She wrote and performed all the songs. Kid Cudi shows up. Love Kid Cudi. He shows up for like 30 seconds, but earns every frame that he's in. And people, I had to yell at Sarah about this a couple of weeks ago because Josh Hartnett shows up on The Bear and she was like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see him getting work." And I was like, "Excuse me, Josh Hartnett has been working consistently for the last 2 decades. In fact, Josh Hartnett stepped back from Hollywood because he was dealing with stalkers. Someone showed up to one of his premieres with a gun pretending to be his father. People have showed up to his house. He turned down the role of Batman and Superman twice. So the man's been working consistently.
Give this man his flowers. A fun movie that he's in. Lucky Slevin.
Lucky number Slevin.
Yeah.
Penny Dreadful. If you haven't watched Penny Dreadful, he's fantastic in that.
Lucky Slevin.
And Josh Hartnett in this movie, so cool. He's so good. He's
Wait,
so good because he's
is
playing
he?
a psychopath.
Is-
Yeah, and it's
Is
so
he
cool.
American or is he British?
He's American.
They let a American person in Penny Dreadful?
Yeah,
you go.
he's the American gunfighter. It's
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to take these black jobs. All right.
Yeah. Tony, British people aren't real.
I knew it.
there's
No,
14
they're-
British actors. They just
There it
renew
is.
them every 10 years.
Exactly.
They're very real. They were in the front row of my audience last night. A whole gang of them.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious.
So what do you what do you give Trap, Rebecca?
Trap, I am between 3.5 and 4 out of 5.
Okay.
There's a moment in the movie about an hour in where I was that meme of like leaning forward in the chair, like, oh, okay, this movie got me tense all of a sudden. And then after that, it gets kind of weird, but that's M. Night for you. And I think M. Night has finally reached a point with his movies where he's like, you guys don't get fun twists anymore, okay? Because you're gonna do nothing but complain. And so now he's just doing fun stuff, and I respect
People
him
are
for that.
mad.
People are mad.
All right. Let's see who's next. Lee, you want to
Go
go?
real quick. Yeah. So last night, Rachel and I wanted to watch something fun, and we've had The Fall Guy on our list for a long time because, fun.
Good show.
And but the problem is renting it was like $30 for a month and a half, and then all of a sudden to buy for $9 last night. So we just bought it outright.
Wow.
Such a thoroughly entertaining movie, lighthearted, fun, as Rebecca said, which is super important. And the sight gags alone, this is not a movie that you take your screen out and screw around on your phone with. This is a movie you watch because, there's a whole bit where Emily Blunt's doing like this incredibly thought-felt dialogue about relationships, and she's got a freaking alien hand on the whole time, and she's like massaging her face. And it's so funny because it's like, they didn't need to do that. It would have been a great scene regardless. But here she's got this long fingers and claws, and it's just hysterical. The whole movie is just kind of a lighthearted, have fun, good stunt work. Believe it or not, a movie about
Amazing stunt
stuntmen
work.
has great stunt works. They did beat a world record on flippies. Finished Superman and Lois, or not Superman and Lois. My Adventures with Superman.
Yes.
That show just continues to push all of my thank you buttons. And I'm so happy with it. Continuing with My Hero Academia, I think I hit episode 900 million this week.
That's a lot.
There's a few. There's a
then-
few.
Continuing to read Best Served Cold, Joe Abercrombie's fourth book. This one is the one that has actually been optioned as a movie, and he's writing the script, and Rebecca Ferguson is playing the lead so far. Which, if you like the idea of this, like Ocean's 11 style fantasy story where this lady's just going from country to country killing the people what wronged her, this
Lean
is your
forward.
thing. And then we've been watching pretty much daily the greatest superhero story of all time, which is the 2024 Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
What the human body can do and is capable of doing is mind-boggling to me. And Peacock, thank you for giving me a way to watch the Olympics without having to sit there and watch the Olympics. I want to be able to say, I'm watching women's gymnastics. There it is. I can watch it.
How does Simone Biles do that?
Superhuman.
There's
Superhuman.
Excellence.
there's Rebecca Andrade on the Brazilian team. She's
Yeah.
she's
also
amazing,
mind-boggling. When Simone Biles though did a vault and flipped over the moon and then punched her way back through it and stuck the landing, I was like, this is mind-boggling. We weren't looking at this in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick sports stat is what she's been able to do. And by the way, while we were doing the podcast, if you haven't, she won her 7th gold medal already. But here's the amazing thing about. I know this is a geek show podcast, but I'm gonna get sportsy for a second. But what she's doing. Oh my God! What she's doing at the age of 27, no one is doing. The records that she's breaking are normally, the medals that she's achieving. They're normally done by people that are younger than 20 in her field.
Yeah.
So she's 27. Give this woman her flowers. Yeah, give this woman her
Same
flowers.
with Katie Ledecky and her swimming.
Yeah.
Katie,
Just
Katie
also
Ledecky.
superhuman.
And
Do you know
then
what else
also-
I really love? Sha'Carri Richardson, because she's the fastest woman on earth and she looks fantastic doing it.
Yep. And I love Sha'Carri Richardson. She is exactly who she wants to be, and people are mad about it. People are mad, and I love
People
it.
are mad.
And,
We need to get rid of the internet.
And the best star of one of the best stars of the Olympics is the guy from Turkey. And
the
y'all,
shooter?
Oh yes, the shooter.
Yep, the shooter
Jan
from
Wick.
Turkey.
He's
Secret
like so
agent.
chill about it. He's like,
He's the
And
accountant.
he had to get silver so as not to be suspicious.
exactly. Couldn't do gold.
Right.
Yeah, it's
That's
too
right.
too
That's
high
right.
profile.
Right. Well, the thing
Hey.
is, I guess there's a backstory about how he's going through a divorce and he took up shooting, and that's like, yeah, crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Well, did you hear the other
I'm
part
going
of
to a
that,
gun
Jay?
range.
But Jay, did you hear the other part of that? Not only
that?
did he take up shooting, it was kind of like a challenge. So basically, if he meddled, his wife got the dog in the divorce. So he was like, I got a silver. Give me back my dog.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Huh. Guys, I think I know how to get my dog back. All right, I'll
you
be right
go.
back.
Robert, what do you got?
Rebecca, do you have a moment
Yeah.
to talk about our multiversal Superman Calvin Ellis?
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry for your multiverse fatigue.
Ay.
Sorry, I could not resist. I'm sorry. I've been watching as much as my children want to binge it, and I can't. My Hero Academia. We're in season 3. I'm loving it. It's quite fun, and it's fun to
Deku
watch it
makes
with
me
them.
cry, and it makes me mad that he makes me cry. Jerk.
Who?
Deku.
Who?
Deck.
Oh,
Deku.
yeah, all the time. All the time.
Give it my all.
Yeah.
But we're having fun with it. They're now looking for other series that they can watch with friends as a friend group, which I find amusing. We've been watching a lot of the Olympics. We've been watching it mostly on NBC, but we just upped the Peacock thing for the surfing today, and I think the breakdancing tomorrow.
Yes.
Nice, Jay. Nice. So we'll see how long that goes, and then also we're gonna have to binge Twisted Metal and some other things.
Oh,
while-
Twisted
Watch
Metal,
Poker Face. You have to
100%.
watch
And Poker
Twisted
Face.
Both
Metal,
of those,
yeah,
100% worth your time.
both of those.
Yeah.
And then
Oh my gosh,
also
we also
check out-
didn't talk about the Pommel Horseman. Sorry, go on.
Oh, Stephen Nidorisik.
We got
who's
the
just
after party. We can.
inhuman. So those have been my most of my TV for the past week. Jay, apparently you need to get to episode 4 in The Expanse, but 5 and 6 are ace. You're gonna totally want to watch those.
Oh man. All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
I've changed up books. I stopped reading Scarlet Odyssey because it's just dragging for me, and picked up Suburban
Excuse me?
Dicks by Fabian Nicieza, who's
Oh.
best known for comic writing.
Exactly.
It opens with a murder in small town New Jersey, and I'm not quite sure where it's going yet because they've introduced a number of characters. I know who the main character is going to be, but they haven't come back around to that character. So we're getting a lot of backstory in this, but it's fun. If you enjoy his writing on any of his other work, like X-Force or anything else, check this out. I picked this up at the library during one of their events, but grab it. It's fun.
All right.
And
I really like that we talk about books more.
And for Carrie, here we go.
Yes.
Speaking of X-Force,
Yes.
new X-Force #1, led by Forge, where he assembles a team to fix the world because Charles Xavier broke it with Krakoa.
It
So
needs fixing.
this is kind of fun. Deadpool is not a regular member. Deadpool is actually hero for hire in this. So a couple of the members are like, if he's on the team, I'm out. He's like, well, he's not really on the team. He's just kind of team adjacent.
He's a contractor.
Ultimate Spider-Man #7, Green Goblin and Spider-Man find out their suits are both made out of this world's Stark tech, and hilarity ensues.
Okay.
And this is like an older model suit. This is like Pico tech, so it's like the nanotech suit like we saw with Tony in Iron Man 2
Oh, I
or
like it.
in Iron Man Endgame,
Yep.
that kind of
Endgame,
technology.
yeah.
Really quick, Absolute Power Origins. We finally get Amanda Waller's backstory and meet the Viola Davis cover, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's cool.
And you understand a little better why she is as driven and focused as she is, but you also see how early in her career she became super manipulative. So check those out.
Okay. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine on Thursday.
Huzzah.
I
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I didn't realize I needed it until I got it, and I needed it. I needed to laugh and check out, just be there and be a stupid little fanboy for 2.5 hours. I
And it was
needed
fun.
it so badly. And there are baskets and baskets and baskets of Easter eggs.
Yep.
So, I had a wonderful time with that. Batman Cape Crusader, loving that. That's great. I'm also watching Unstable on Netflix, which is Rob Lowe. If you like, if you like Parks and Recreation and Veep and those kind of shows, it's that same style. It's that fast-paced, lot of funny people in it.
There's no like aside interviews though in this one.
No,
like they
no,
do.
no.
But,
it's not
yeah,
a documentary style.
we watched the first season of that. It's good.
Yeah. But just a reminder, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is on Hulu now.
Yeah.
So watch it this weekend. It's just my reminder to you.
Monkeys. I'm
Are
sorry,
we-
apes.
On horseback with eagles. All right.
I mean,
Get much better than that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
it was
told you
awesome.
not to talk dirty to
Christianity
me on the
allegories
show.
too.
Yes, there is.
So wait, that's an animal riding an animal riding an animal.
Yes.
Correct. 3 layers
it's
deep,
animal
baby.
inception.
It's animals all the way down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. I think we need to go to the after party, folks.
You don't want games?
Do we have
No.
time? Because we got to hurry.
We don't have any games.
There are no games. GeekShowGotThisCovered.com is the link to our Patreon if you want to come and join us. We just continue doing this, but it's special.
It's not in any way formatted.
You'll just have to find out when you get there. All right.
You'll like it. I guarantee it.
Thanks for joining us. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Gang, gang.